welcome to my channel, Edible Thoughts Makes. My name is Stephanie, and in this episode, I would love to share with you the beginnings of a new project. It is no secret that I love casting on new projects. There's just something really exciting and fun about a fresh new project on the needles. And yeah, with it being snowy outside in October, all the cozy feelings are welcome. I have on right now my enormous Fantastic Shawl by Stephen West, and I love it. It is so warm. It's fingering weight, but it's huge. I believe it's a semicircle shape, so it hangs or holds very nicely over my shoulders, but I can also wrap it around like this. But yeah, my new cast on is the Dotted Rays Shawl by Stephen West. It has been in my queue for quite some time. It's a pattern he has had out for years. And it's just one I've kind of had my eye on. And he just had a pattern sale for his birthday. And so I scooped that one up along with a couple other patterns. And yeah, I'm just really excited to make some magic. I wanted to take you along with me from the beginning of this shawl project to hopefully an end, and show you kind of the colors that I put together. It can be knit in one color or several colors, and something that I love about the Stephen West patterns is that there's so much that you can fuse your own creativity into the pattern. So either by color, by yarn weight, by yarn type, by size. Like a lot of them are pretty big, but you can end it earlier. So they're very versatile in that way. The Dotted Rays comes in a small or a large size. However, that being said, you can knit it in fingering weight, you can knit it in DK weight, you can knit it in worsted weight, and then just stop at any point that you see fit. So I am planning on knitting the small size in fingering weight, and I am using 4 different colors. So are you ready to see what I have come up with? I'm so excited to show you. let's talk about this new shawl that I cast on. Again, it is the Dotted Rays Shawl by Stephen West, and I am knitting my version in fingering weight, and I am knitting the smaller size. This pattern comes in 2 sizes, and usually Stephen West shawls are on the larger side, so I'm going with the smaller one. You use US 6 or 4 millimeter needles. The small one, I think he has estimated at 720 yards of fingering weight. Finished measurements for the small have a 60-inch wingspan with 13 inches as the longest part between the I-cord edges. I am not giving away any paid for pattern information. This is information that is on the, I guess, what would you call it? Like the pattern page, like that initial page that you can see before you purchase the pattern. So it's information there that would help a maker decide if it is a pattern that they are interested in making and to know kind of what to expect, what tools you might need, what techniques you will be using in the project. And I mean, size of the project is important and makes a difference as to whether or not somebody might choose to do a certain project. So I will have inserted some video footage before this part, kind of sharing with you the beginnings of my project page and my project book or project journal dedicated to this project. And you will have seen the yarns that I'm using. So I am using all yarns by my dear friend Shobha of Serendipitous Wool. Her colors just speak to me. She pulls inspiration from nature, and the rich colors she can create, the playful, whimsical colors, the combinations, they look wonderful photographed, but also are just so much more complex in person, and I just love them. So let's see here. Oh, well, I can't show you the first color, the Himalayan Wildflowers. You'll have seen it in the earlier footage because I used all of it already. So the way that I am planning out my project is I used my smallest quantity first. The Himalayan Wildflowers was remaining yarn from a 50-gram skein that I used in my Shorty Lynn Socks by Dawn. I only had 8 grams left, so I wanted to start with that. And the way this shawl is written, so you start out smaller and the rows get bigger and bigger. And so I wanted to start with my smallest yardage first, because then that can kind of get like a bigger section versus like a thin strip, and then go on to the bigger ones. So this is what I have so far. Oops, my needle got stuck in there. How beautiful is this? I have a kyanite stitch marker, Progress Keeper by my friend Maria of Wool and Forest. Her Etsy shop is Forest Charms. I can't remember if there's an S at the end or not. Forest Charm or Forest Charms, but I'll link to her shop below in the description box. You can see the bluish grayish lavender with the pops of green and gold. It is so complex and so beautiful. So then after I finished that section, I added in my second color, and that is also a 50-gram skein, but it's the start of a 50-gram, not remaining from another project. So this color is from her book club with Robin, and they do a book club featuring BIPOC authors, and this colorway is called Not Quite Like You, and it is so beautiful. I purchased this colorway as part of their June 2020. Sorry, I got interrupted there. Our second grader is doing full-time distance learning, and she just had to run out and tell me that she got to tell her teacher the story she just wrote. Very exciting, and she was very excited. So where was I? Speaking of stories, I purchased this yarn as part of the June 2020 book club by Robin and Chopin, and this 50-gram skein was inspired by the book The Day You Begin. It's a great book. We have it, and the colors are absolutely reminiscent of the illustrations in that book, and it is just so great. So I'm adding that in as my second color. My third color is a full skein of 400 yards. So it has some peachiness, some gold, a little bit of green, and rusty colors, and I love it so much. This one is called Fierce. It is an 80-20 superwash merino, 20% nylon. So that's gonna be like the main part of this shawl will be in this color. Now, because the small shawl uses 720 yards, I was being very aware of my yardage in grams for this project. And then so to kind of cap it off, I'm going back to a mini, and this one is called Lanka. And it's this like gold color with a green undertone to it, I think. A little bit of a green undertone. I think the camera is showing it up a little bit warmer, but yeah, it's a beautiful golden color, and I'm hoping to finish off the shawl using this color. So whether it's like a little bit of a wedge before the bind off or maybe just in the bind off, I'll have to double check the pattern to see how it ends. Stephen West does mention the approximate yardage needed for the last wedge, which is always super helpful. I feel like the majority of patterns do not give you that information, which also makes it difficult to plan your colors or yardage in a project. So I feel like that is really, really useful information. So on Stephen West's pattern main page, it does mention how much you need for the last wedge and the second to last wedge, but that's for the large size. I don't believe there's information for the small size on there, but then at least I know it's less than that, I guess. But anyway, so once I weighed all my yarn and calculated all the yardages, because they weren't exactly the same like yardage to yards per gram, but it came out to be about 800 yards, and I need 720. So I think it should be perfect. If I don't end up needing this last bit, that's okay too. But if I do, then maybe I'll just use it for the last bind off. I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, those are my colors. I am really excited about this project. I love all the colors in it. I love how it's already blending together so far, and I can't wait to wear it. So a little bit more about the design of it. You see these holes. So the overall shape of the shawl is a crescent shape. It's an asymmetrical one. You do have these eyelets in there, and they are created in a very interesting way. So you see how they like radiate out from the top. I just think that's so cool, and I have not done that before. Oh, maybe you can see it better this way. It's kind of hard to see if there's like not much contrast. Maybe over my sweater. So these rays gradually increase in size, and I don't know, it's really fun. And because it's all in garter, I don't have to think too hard about it, and in the pattern, it's all written out for you. You don't really have to keep track of much, which is really helpful as well, especially when I have to like put things down kind of constantly throughout the day, even if I pick them up again, just due to kids and other things that I need to do. It's nice to be able to have a project that I don't have to count too far. I feel like I rarely get to count to 10 without being interrupted, and then you have to start all over. So anyway, love this project. I'm looking forward to keeping you up to date on it. I'm not sure exactly how I envision my future episodes here to look like. I do enjoy being here and using this channel as a creative outlet to chat with you more about what inspires me. And I'm not going to make any promises about when I'll be here next, but I do hope to be on here more regularly again. Nothing like scheduled. I know some people make it a point to, upload every Monday or every other Wednesday or something like that. I can't commit myself to something like that, but I do hope that I am able to record and upload more often. Shorter episodes are a little bit easier to do so because it's less editing, less uploading time, and then it allows me to get something out there that I really want to share without feeling overwhelmed about all the things that I need to talk about. And also it gives less room for interruptions. I mean, they're still going to happen, but maybe just not as frequently, and hopefully I won't get as frustrated or stressed out. So with that being said, I hope you are staying safe, and cheers to being creative. Until next time, bye-bye.